Hello everyone and welcome to Xbox On. I'm Charlie, but this guy here really doesn't need any introduction. It is of course head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, who is joining us for a chat today. And he has reminded me that you guys out there need to subscribe to Xbox On if you haven't already. It is the place to go for anything news, gameplay previews, anything. So make sure you hit that subscribe if you haven't already. But have you hit the subscribe?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. I just thought we'd get that out of the way.
Yeah.
How have you been otherwise? What have you been up to recently?
It's been busy times,
Yeah.
but it kind of always is. Getting games done, developer direct was fantastic. Doing a bunch of regulatory stuff. Finally, kind of out on the road, meeting with teams. Yeah. We're here in the Bethesda building. How awesome is that? Yeah,
right?
yeah. I've never been here.
Me
It's
neither.
my first time.
I think we're going to have to see if we can blag our way back in, because this room is just one of very, very many cool rooms.
Oh, we're stealing some stuff.
100%.
We are totally taking some stuff home.
The cameras are switched on and they'll know that we've taken them out.
We won't tell them.
I'm curious though, every time we meet, I always want to know what you're playing. So give us the up-to-date. What is on Quick Resume at the moment?
So I'm here in London and traveling. I have my Series S with the X screen.
I saw.
Oh yeah, I tweeted out.
I need to get me one of them.
I love that thing. So right now there's kind of three things I'm rotating between. Vampire Survivors, I just can't stop playing.
I haven't got to Queen Sigma yet.
No?
But my friend Gio works on the game and has showed me what she's capable of doing, and it makes me want to get there so bad.
The game is fantastic. I was playing a little Hi-Fi Rush yesterday,
Nice,
which is a great game. The game, though, that I'm probably going back to the most right now is Age 2 on console, which I'll freely admit I wasn't kind of expecting that would be the game I would go to. I love co-op games. I have a friend that I play with. And I love the controls. I think the team did such a fantastic job with mapping a older PC RTS game to controller.
Traditionally PC, absolutely.
Yeah, the fact that I can right-click and reset my whole allocation for for resource gathering is just like, I'll never play an RTS that doesn't have that again.
It's nice to see it come into sort of 2023. Right? I grew up playing Age 2. That was the game of the series, and it's so nice that the game is still loved and polished and is now available on a brand new platform.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, and I love that. That game is, like, I love the co-op campaign. So Hitman and I
was going to say co-op. Is this versus or actual?
No,
co-op?
I'm not good. So, and like I used to watch Age 2 competitive on PC. And they're doing crazy stuff, like they're deleting their troops, like
right?
the thing, and they're moving so fast I can't even track it. No, I'm very much a plotter. I overbuild everything, but I just enjoy it. It's fun.
I'm a turtler. I don't know if you've heard that phrase, where I build a lovely little town, fill it with people in army, and then build like 6 walls deep so no one can get to me. Yeah. It's a great tactic. No one's been able to beat me yet.
So the last thing I'm playing, because I'm determined with my other group of co-op friends, is Grounded. I just think Grounded's so fantastic. We're on the Haze Lab right now, so we're getting close. But because the building got me, like just that game. I know it's been out obviously in preview for a long time, and I still haven't finished. Shame on me. But
there's almost too much to do. I get distracted every time I go, and I'm tarting up with making new lanterns.
And it's a scary game. It's hardcore.
Terrifying.
Yeah, like if you play by yourself. So I got the bee armor.
Oh, well, there you go.
So now I've got the bee armor. If you get the crossbow, you can take down the bees. You get the crossbow by being able to crush the crow feathers, not to go through the whole pyramid of creation. But yeah, that's kind of what. And I started a new Civilization 6 game on my gaming PC, which means like I'll be back in 8 months after I finish that campaign. But I love Civ, and it's just one of those games I always go back to.
Amazing, lovely. Variety of stuff, and I'm going to pick up on the fact you've mentioned one of the things I wanted to talk about today was the Dev Direct we saw earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see what's on the horizon for these titles. Is there any other big reveals we can see coming our way?
Right now, mostly, there are some things that will come up. We're mostly focused on June and kind of getting, because you've been involved in our process. Like we start so early, like in December. What are we going to show? What do we want? So a lot of our focus right now is on the showcase in June. But there's some news that's coming out. I mean, things that
that's coming out.
Like like we did the GoldenEye. I was thinking like GoldenEye type announces. So there'll be things in available games available in different services. Obviously, the Game Pass portfolio continues to grow, but most of our focus as a team is really on getting ready for showcase. We've got Redfall coming. We've got Minecraft Legends coming. We've got Starfield coming. We've got Forza coming. So I love the fact that the portfolio's here, and people are starting to play. And starting off the year with Hi-Fi was so fantastic.
Oh, what a game as well. It was the very first time I was able to get an S tier rank on a
Yeah.
fight. I suddenly went, oh, I found the one for me.
Well, just kudos to the team, right?
Yes,
and we also, I want a quick shout out to Mikami-san, who was head of Tango for a long time and is deciding he wants to kind of step away from that studio leadership. I just say he's been such a great confidant for me in talking about things that we should be doing better in Japan and work that we need in the opportunities that we have. But most important, really growing that studio into a position that launches something like Hi-Fi, which is totally out of what people would expect is their wheelhouse of games. So just thanks to Mikami-san for all the great work that he's done. But yeah, having Hi-Fi kind of shadow drop there and do really well. Like people
Phenomenally
just,
well.
yeah,
And
was
the
nice.
same with as GoldenEye as well.
Yeah,
What a week that
yeah,
was for everyone,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's just, and it's been this steady flow, and then Age, and like, you know, just boom, boom, and it's going to continue when I look at the portfolio of things, especially for Game Pass. Like it just, MLB's coming, like all this stuff is just great.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good one. And talking of which, Forza Horizon 5 has just dropped their new Rally Adventure DLC.
Yeah.
And we've also got the folks at Ninja Theory, we've got Rare in the UK, and you've already mentioned the fact that we're here at ZeniMax and Bethesda hanging out in London. So I want to know, if possible, is there anything, can you give any updates on what they're up to at the moment?
Well, I'm going to Ninja Theory tomorrow.
Very good.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll get to see, obviously, what we're doing with Hellblade 2.
They have a fantastic pub right underneath the studio, by the way.
I hear that's a secret.
It's... maybe not now I've said it, but it is a really, really good pub and they do great chips.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a great studio and you should have a look around, but the pub, make sure you get that.
And again, like because of COVID and everything else, I haven't been there. Like, and I know now, obviously I'm doing a lot more travel again, and I love, last time I was here, I went up to Rare and I met with some of the leadership at Playground, and I did meet with Dom but he came down to London, so it's great to be able to go up to Cambridge and see the work at Ninja Theory. I want to call out Playground with the Rally. I think, you know, if you know the pedigree of that studio and where some of the creative leads come from, their background in Rally is just fantastic. I think I'm a huge Horizon fan. I think they do a great job with open world racing, and I think it's always great when we get a good Rally game on the platform, and the fact that this shows up as kind of a DLC part of Horizon for people, I think is really great. And Rare with Sea of Thieves just continues to build
the
and
thriving
grow.
of that game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, you'll see, because we see all the engagement and it grows, and then it might flatten for a while, and then they do something else. They kind of continue to evolve the formula for single player people and campaign people, and it's just kudos to the team for continuing to build great content.
With the 5th anniversary coming
Yeah,
up as well,
yeah.
it's just not slowing down in the slightest.
Not at all. And then obviously Everwild's in development there, and Louise and Greg and everybody kind of seeing what's going on there. Yes, yeah. So we do a lot of good work in the studios here. If you just think historically about the role of studios in England and the role they've played in video games, I should Scotland as well, when you think about games that have come from there. And it's just great to be here and get out with the teams and see what they're doing.
Fable's coming from the Playground team.
Yep.
Hellblade 2 as well from the Ninja team. So loads of energy still to come from them as well.
Yeah, and Fable, funny enough, it was really, I think it's probably fair to say it wasn't my first shipped game when I joined Xbox, but working with Peter on the original Fable, which I was able to do, I definitely, I have my point of view about what that game should be, and watching how the team is evolving it. It's great. And every time we've shown Hellblade, we've shown some of the visuals a couple of times. The team just sets such a bar for the mocap work that they do, the character work that they do, and
It's
the
funny you say that,
work.
actually. The one time I went to go visit them, and I went to that pub,
Yeah.
we were having the tour and someone came up from where they were filming the
Yeah.
mocap, and they were in the full suit with the camera and everything, and I've never seen in person what that experience is, but it really sort of reminded me that a lot of work and a lot of technology goes into this, and you see that final product, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, and they've really perfected that craft for them. I think they're world class as a studio in creating playable character that's so believable inside and out, kind of emotionally, as well as just kind of seeing the physical movement on screen is great.
So that's a lot of looking ahead from us, but it's really key to point out that it has somehow been over a year since you announced your interest, your intention to acquire Activision Blizzard
I like
King.
how you say it was my interest.
Well,
like
I'm
I
sure
just
you walked in
decided,
one day and went, look,
hey,
lads.
I got a little bit of cash in my pocket. What should I do today? Yeah.
So I'm keen to know what's the reaction been like, watching that all unfold as fans around the world respond to this news?
I think for the community, the Xbox community, there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement. Like anytime we're making big moves, people that are supportive of what we're trying to do and what our vision is, we just get a lot of excitement. I think for the industry, and I think this is right, there's questions about, well, what does this mean? What does consolidation mean?
Yeah.
Like, how is this going to affect competition? We're obviously spending a lot of time with regulators on those same questions. And I think for a deal this size, that makes the right sense. Like, we should be able to have open and honest conversations about what is this. I think if you take a binary position of every kind of business move is wrong or every kind of business move is right, that's probably not the right way to do it. But thinking about competition and are there kind of remedies that we should put in place to ensure that healthy competition matters, like I'm very supportive of that. But it has been fun to see the Xbox community just see that the company's behind continues to be behind what we're trying to do. And I can't wait to get it done.
Yeah, me too. Cannot wait. And I'm always curious to know, from Xbox's perspective, how do you see or why do you even see Activision as an exciting prospect to have within the Xbox family?
Yeah, because we spend so much time talking about Call of Duty on PlayStation. Like, it's just the topic, because I think it's, not to minimize it, it's kind of the easiest topic to go to. If you think about Xbox as only people who play on console, then you say, okay, how does this impact our competition with PlayStation, another console? I'll say from the beginning of this, it was never about that. We never had in our model anywhere where we're pulling Call of Duty or something away from PlayStation.
Cackling.
No, yeah, and I know for the Xbox community specifically, they might eye roll at this, but as we think about what we're trying to do at Xbox, we want to build a gaming platform where the world's best creators can build games to reach players anywhere.
Yeah.
Whether they're playing on console, great, playing on PC, playing on their smart TV or their phone. And every time we were kind of going through our logic, what we realized, and it's painfully obvious, is that we don't really have any capability on mobile today, on phones. We don't have our studios, it's not what they've grown up doing. We don't have a ton of players there. So it's really a space that's very foreign to us, but it's the largest gaming platform on the planet.
And the big wigs at King are going to know a thing or two about
They
mobile,
will.
huh?
And even like Call of Duty Mobile and Diablo Immortal, right? So for us, the logic really started from how do we gain more capability on mobile, both creatively as well as having users. But also, obviously, when you look at what Activision Blizzard King is, the PC heritage there, the stuff we can do with Game Pass, I think will be great for the community and people who are on Xbox. But the real strategic angle behind this was we need to get relevant on mobile, and it turns out that Activision Blizzard King is the largest mobile publisher outside of China. So that's how we got there.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
Now, you've already mentioned Call of Duty, and I think it's worth maybe hanging on that point a little bit more, because you have said really clearly you don't intend on making Call of Duty an exclusive Xbox title. But a lot of people interpret that word differently. So for you and for Xbox at our current position, what does not exclusive or exclusive mean to you?
We want to increase the places where people can play Call of Duty. I think a little bit like Minecraft. I think when we acquired Minecraft, our monthly active player base was 20, 30 million. I'm doing this from memory, but I think that's about the size that Minecraft was. And I think it's about maybe 120 million monthly players on Minecraft. And you do that, obviously, first and foremost by nurturing the creative, make sure the game evolves and the teams have the resources they need to build a great game, because in the end, it's all about great games. With Call of Duty, I think we've made some specific agreements with Nintendo and with NVIDIA to ensure the game can show up in front of more places. And you obviously don't make the game bigger by taking it away from anybody who's playing today.
Yeah,
I looked the other day. We have 58 games in our portfolio that are available in the PlayStation Store today. Now, we've acquired a lot of those, like the Doom games and the Fallout games, but even things we're updating, like ESO, Fallout 76. And so we expect to hit a certain level of quality on all of those games, the level of quality that PlayStation players expect. So that's our goal, and the same thing on PC, and the same thing on Nintendo. And so when we say available everywhere or not exclusive, we want to make absolutely the best version of Call of Duty for any player on any of those platforms.
And does that include anything in regards to exclusivity in regards of content?
No.
Or maybe like
No.
Warzone-based access?
No.
Nope.
No, we're not.
Love that. Full stop, no.
Well, because like I sit here today with a great game that's come out in the last couple of weeks, Hogwarts Legacy, and yes, there is a quest that's available on PlayStation. It's not available on Xbox as part of that. And I know this is part of the industry. That's not the game we're trying to play here either. It's not about a skin on a gun. It's not about a certain kind of mode of the game that the same version of the game will be available on all platforms, which is really what we do today. Like if you're a Minecraft player on PlayStation, I don't think you feel like you have the lesser version of Minecraft or Minecraft Dungeons or Legends, which is coming out when it ships.
Yeah. Which is going to be cross-play as well.
That's right. And we want to make sure those players feel like they have a great experience on the platform they choose to play on.
So that's why Xbox is interested in, going down this road hand in hand with Activision Blizzard King. But what's the benefit to gamers and creators? And if possible, is there maybe an angle in the UK that benefits them?
In the end, it's all about player and creator benefit. Like we know that as building a platform, if our players aren't finding great games to play, and if our creators don't feel like they can build the best games and find players for those games, like nothing else matters. So the thing that gets excited to me, one is obviously Game Pass. I'm like a walking ad for Game Pass.
But it sells itself as well, kind of. I feel like I just have to say to someone what Game Pass is, and they're like, oh, wow, that's great, actually.
Yeah, and people who haven't tried games before will give them a try when the cost is just different than having to go buy at retail.
It's more accessible, right?
So, I think about Activision, Blizzard games. I think about the long history of great franchises there, making them more accessible by, obviously things will be for sale, but also a part of Game Pass, I think is a great value for players. I also want to be able to give those creative teams as much freedom as I can to go do some just amazing, amazing things. For the creator community at large, and I think we've seen this, if you look in reactions to the deal, it's not like you've seen the industry come out against, like third-party creators come out against the acquisition, because we're trying to create a larger marketplace for people who are building games across more screens. Different business models help players, and it helps creators as well. And that's our job. And in the end, this has to benefit players and creators, or it hasn't been successful for Xbox.
So on the topic of exclusivity, some people have pointed out that when you guys over at Microsoft acquired Bethesda ZeniMax, that Starfield was stated as a title that wasn't going to be exclusive to Xbox, but has since switched. So I'm wondering, or at least I know some people are going to be wondering, is that going to happen to Call of Duty, or what's to stop that from happening there?
I don't think I ever said Starfield was not going to be exclusive to Xbox.
Now you said that, people are going to go through and watch hours worth of content.
And
I like the confidence.
Yeah, because I think what I said is we're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. I said we're not going to pull games that are on other platforms, so we'll continue to support the communities of games. And as Elder Scrolls Online has been doing their annual drops and their content drops, those have been on PlayStation, those have been on PC, those have been on Xbox. PC for some of those ships a little bit earlier, but the console versions ship at the same time. We've updated Fallout 76 on all the platforms at the same time. Exclusive titles in the console space is part of the business. All platform holders do it. They're they are marketing beats for the platform, and we see that. Our competitors have a lot of exclusive games. So when we're launching new games, there are certain games that we're going to make exclusive. For us is always a little bit hard because we ship everything on PC as well. But let's just say ship on Xbox and PC and available on cloud. And some of those won't be available on other competitive platforms. But there's no example in Bethesda of us pulling something away from the PlayStation community that they had.
Zigzag on it.
Or games that people are playing, not continuing to update those. I'd say the same thing with Minecraft Dungeons and with Minecraft, and we'll do the same thing with Legends when it comes out. If I look forward, I think people playing more games across more devices is just where gaming is going.
It's the right thing, huh? That's what we want, right?
And the biggest games, if you look at like a Roblox, you look at Genshin Impact, you look at things like Fortnite, Minecraft, these are games that are playable across all of these screens. I love us building a console, and I love playing in my family room, sitting my butt on the couch and watching the big screen with a controller in my hand and playing. So I want that experience forever, right? That's something I want. So this isn't about a lack of importance in the gaming business of hardware. I think hardware is very important, but it doesn't mean that every piece of hardware needs to be completely closed, or things need to be obviously taken away from other players, because that's not what we're doing.
Love it. Tremendous. Now we're going to move on to other areas now, because you guys are not just talking about Call of Duty every single day. In fact, you've recently decided to make a massive announcement about AI and Bing. So I'm wondering if that's going to have any impact on gaming and Xbox in its future.
You know, one of the things I love about the games industry, there's many things I love about the games industry, but we're
good. I should hope so. Yes.
Games industry has always been an early adopter of emerging technology. And it's funny, when I'm internally to the company, when I'm talking to the AI team, and I spend a lot of time with them, I go all the way back to the first time I played Pong, and there was an opposing computer-controlled paddle on the other side. That was AI. Like, if you think about the role of AI, not large language model AI like the chatbots, but just in general of the computer or our consoles being able to play games as human with NPCs and or co-op bots or other things that we were playing with. The intersection of AI and gaming has always been there. And now the AI capability on the planet's just getting bigger and bigger with things like the Bing announcement and the work we're doing with OpenAI. Absolutely will play a role in video games. AI always has. And I get excited about some of the work that the team's doing. It gives them more of a canvas, and whether it was simulated physics, whether it was 3D rendering, whether it was great audio technology, what I find is when you give our creators new tools to play with, they then work it. Sometimes it takes a couple years to find the rhythm of how everything fits in, but our creators are now spending a lot of time with our AI engineers and thinking about how this can be an additive, positive force in the games that we're building.
Yes, I think Forza Motorsport, their drive-atar technology is on another level.
So many different things that we've done. I get excited about some of the things of me being able to create assets in games. So if I think I'm a Minecraft creator and maybe I don't know how to pixel edit or voxel edit things and actually have something get built, and maybe can type in things that I want, a little bit like you've seen in some of the graphics out, some of the JPEG creators. I type in something into DALL-E and all of a sudden I get an image. You could think about stuff like that for 3D assets and stuff. Having more believable characters that we interact with in games would be awesome. So I'm very excited.
What a future it's going to be, starting right here in this room today. Well, unfortunately, that's all that we've got time for. So, as I said at the top of the show, if you haven't yet, Phil Spencer says you should be subscribing to Xbox On. I believe that's...
The subscribe button would be right, here?
It's somewhere. We can put it wherever you want that subscribe button to be. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining, Phil. Literally, anytime you want to come by and hang out in this really cool office again, you let me know when I'm there.
We have to go find something to steal.
Perfect.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
See you, folks.